I know what you're thinking. Carnegie Mellon, overrated? It's the #1 CS school. Everyone and their mom raves about what a great school for computer science Carnegie Mellon is. And I can't dispute that. Carnegie Mellon is a great school. I mean, take a look at last year's employment report. Even with just 139 records of employment, there are still dozens and dozens of engineers having jobs at the likes of Facebook, Amazon, Jane Street, Citadel, and Google. There's no denying that this report, with its $120,000 median annual salary, shows CMU's prowess in the field of computer science. In fact, that number is more than double the average starting salary for new graduates in 2022, which is only around $55,000. So then, you may be asking, how is Carnegie Mellon overrated? Well, look no further than the University of Michigan. At just 11th on the list of top undergraduate computer science degrees, their 2018 employment report shows that Michigan graduates earn a median annual salary of $100,000 straight out of college. While this number is a full $20,000 lower than Carnegie Mellon's number, it's par for the course, as Michigan's computer science program is almost 10 times the size of Carnegie Mellon's. It's like Malcolm Gladwell says in one of his stories in the book Outliers, and it's that when looking at Nobel laureates, it's clear that the professors who obtain these rewards all hail from incredibly prestigious universities. In US news terms, we're talking almost exclusively top 20 or above. But taking a closer look, anyone can see that there isn't an overwhelming amount of winners from only the top 2 or 3 schools like Harvard or Stanford. In fact, it's spread out quite evenly among the top schools. I feel like this example is pretty similar. While Carnegie Mellon is at the top of the game in the computer science world, Michigan at number 11 is holding its own. And although we don't have the exact number of people going to each company from Michigan's report, the opportunity to obtain the same jobs at both schools is definitely there. So then, the next question you might ask is how? Well, it's a simple answer. Tech is merit-based. While recruiting for a field like investment banking places huge emphasis on the place of your education, tech is almost the exact opposite. Software interviews are simple. You either can solve the problem at hand or you can't. And then, after that, you either can solve the question in the best time and space complexity possible or you can't. It's very easy to measure quantitatively in real time how strong the applicant in front of you is by taking a glance at his or her code. The beautiful part about recruiting for software internships and full-time jobs is that once you get that interview, you're on a level playing field with the rest of the applicants. Sure, kids from Carnegie Mellon might have the advantage in that their schoolwork is more difficult and therefore has prepared them more seriously, but a little hard work and dedication outside of the classroom can match that edge. To be sure that Michigan's report isn't a fluke, let's take a look at Rutgers, ranked at just 38 on the top list of undergraduate computer science programs. This report shows a $90,000 median annual salary, and it's lower again, to be clear, but the top quartile of these students are likely still reaching salaries that are very much on par with those at Carnegie Mellon and University of Michigan. And we can clearly see that even with the limited information that this report gives. So I think it's a pretty sound conclusion that CS kids at schools outside of the top 10 or even outside of the top 30 universities also have the opportunity to nab these top level jobs that Carnegie Mellon graduates get. So now for the point of the video. Why is Carnegie Mellon overrated? I've narrowed it down to 2 reasons. The first we've already talked about. You don't need to go to a top school to get a top level job. If you don't get into your top choice, that's okay. Your top 5 choices, it's still okay. You'll still have opportunities to show that you belong at the best companies. The second reason doesn't apply to everyone, and it's tuition. Carnegie Mellon tuition is incredible, but I mean incredible in the bad sense. It's $60,000 per year, and that's not including room and board, which in freshman year is a mandatory minimum of $16,000 with on-campus housing and a dining plan. Carnegie Mellon's very own website estimates that on-campus students pay around $80,000 per year to attend, and that number increases 2 to 4% per year. If you're a prospective student, you could be paying almost $350,000 for your 4 years at Carnegie Mellon. Compare that with Rutgers or the University of Michigan. If you're lucky enough to have in-state tuition, you could find yourself paying less than $100,000 all in for your degree. That's a $250,000 difference in tuition. So that's it. Those are my reasons. The first, that even at a top school, you can still get the same level of job that you can at Carnegie Mellon. The second is just the sky-high tuition at Carnegie Mellon. If you have the chance to have in-state tuition, you can save a mind-blowing amount of money. But of course, this is just my opinion, and there are definitely reasons why Carnegie Mellon is rated #1 and why there are reasons that you should still go to Carnegie Mellon. Let me know in the comments if you agree, and I'll see you next time.